Hello, Miss Smith here with a wonderful assignment for you. It's a very short reading. It's actually a poem, and I really like this poem, and I hope you guys like it too. As always, the first part you're going to do is the vocabulary. So you'll see right here kind of some things I've highlighted that you have to pay attention to. Vocabulary, it says fill in the definitions, which you can find on the internet. I would copy and paste the word and I would see what the definition pops up as. But put it in your own words if you can, okay? Because a lot of times they give you a bunch of big definitions. So put it in your own words. Give an example in a sentence and add an image that relates to the word. So, for example, my first word is invisibility. The definition, not being able to be blank. You could probably guess on your own, but it's seen. If you're invisible, you cannot be seen. Then in this box, you're going to put invisibility or invisible in a sentence. So the question says, when is a time you wish you were invisible? You'd write a full sentence. A time I wished I was invisible was when I wanted to spy on my little sister or something like that. Okay. And then you put a photo, which I would copy and paste the word invisibility into Google and then click on images and see what pops up. You might put an image of somebody with glasses on and like a tie on, but there's no face, kind of like The Invisible Man. Good book, by the way. Next one, unintelligible. Unintelligible, which means impossible to understand. Example, when do you want to avoid? Avoid means when do you want to not be unintelligible? So when do you want to not be hard to understand? I would say I want to avoid being unintelligible when I am giving a presentation or when I am talking to a friend or when I am asking somebody out on a date. So impossible to understand is unintelligible. And then you put a photo that represents the word. It could be a bunch of big question marks, people talking, and then maybe you not being able to understand what they're saying. Like maybe a picture of a person and out of their mouth is blah blah blah. That could be something that you can put. Okay, on to the story or the poem. This poem is written by a guy named David Barraza. He is an Hispanic man, and the poem is all about his culture. And it's called A Place Without Shame. I'm going to read through the poem, and then I'm also going to maybe stop and do some explanation. Okay? So it says, we come unnoticed from barrios, and barrios are neighborhoods, and the suburbs of California. Some cruise in lowriders or migrate in pickup trucks, even caravan in minivans, through Spanish named cities that mean nothing. On arrival, we leave our invisibility in the car and lock the door. As we enter the house, we wipe insecurity off our shoes and hang our marginality or our differences on the rack. We bear hug one another and kiss the closest cheek. From our pockets, we remove our tongues and let them la la la. Our tightness is shaken off, gradually to the songs of Vicente. Ay ay explodes from every mouth. The mariachi music and spicy salsa warms our hearts. Oi, oi, oi. The voiceless are heard. The invisible take form. Hips spin and sway, keeping up with rhythmic boots, encouraged by barking hands or clapping hands. Ay, 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 the unintelligible sounds of life roll within the house. Against the walls lie the unlocked shackles. Tonight the keys were found. Fear runs screaming out of the house. Self-doubt crawls out the window. Confidence dances with all who will have her. She encourages all to enjoy her. And the music makes everything better. So a really cool poem about people of this culture, the Hispanic culture, getting together and celebrating life, celebrating their culture, their food, their music, and leaving all of their insecurity outside. And when they come into this house or this space, they all feel like they're part of something and they're all together. So a really cool poem about culture and being who you are. and enjoying that. Questions down here. There's only 3 of them. So the first question says, why does the poet call this poem a place without shame? I believe it's because he's talking about everybody from this community or this same background coming together in one place and not feeling embarrassed of who they are or embarrassed of their culture because maybe it's different than other people. That's why I think. Number 2, in lines 31 and 32, the poet gives emotions to objects. So it'd be like saying, oh, my feet are barking mad right now if your feet hurt. So you give emotions to objects that don't normally have emotions. And this is called personification. So you give person-like emotions to things like computers or desks that don't have emotions. What do you think he means when he says, fear runs screaming out of the house, self-doubt crawls out the window? I want you guys to put what you think. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want to know what you think he means. Why is he giving these emotions qualities of people? I mean, we know fear can't run out of a house. Fear is just a feeling. But he's giving emotions person-like qualities. Why do you guys think that? And the last one, which culture is being celebrated in this poem? And if you were listening, I've told you. Good luck with this. If you have questions, as always, email me and I will see you guys next year, 2021. Have a really awesome break. This is your last assignment for quarter number 2, and it's going to be open until the end of the quarter, which is the 14th.